On this episode of Scotty's Garage, I'm going to show you this new welder I bought. It's awesome. Hey guys, before we swing into today's episode, there's still a bit of housekeeping. We're going to do our Patreon Superfan draw for the month of September, and the prize for September was this Milwaukee socket set. Very cool, very interesting set. Whoever wins that is going to be very happy with it. I would love to have it myself. We'll do that in a sec. For October, we have this Norva Tools spanner set, 24 spanners, all the spanners from 7 to 22 mil, and then 1/4 inch to 5/16. I mean, there is a lot of spanners there. It's $130 in value there, plus a hoodie. The hoodies are available in only certain sizes though, so if they don't have a hoodie in your size, I will replace it with a Scotty's Garage hoodie. Plus I'm also going to throw in a Scotty's Garage t-shirt and a sticker pack just to sweeten the deal. So that is going to be an awesome prize for October. So jump on the Norva Tools website, check out their stuff. They have vans that go all over Victoria. They deal with all the major tool companies like your King Chromes, SP Tools, Gear Wrench, and they have a lot of specialty tools. Like if you need a certain tool to work on a certain widget, I mean, they can get it in for you and get it out to you, and you'll be operating in no time. And then for November, we're going to have this King Chrome Advent Calendar. I get one of these every year. I buy one for myself every year. They are awesome. They're always a cool, interesting little kit. And good value for money too. The kit is valued, like you paid less for that than you do for what the kit is actually worth. And so we're going to do that for November, so that way the winner can get it at the start of December, and they can either do the whole Advent thing day by day, or do what I do, which is pull the whole thing apart and build my kit straight away, because I'm a little kid and I can't wait. So that's going to be for November, which means December will be the big draw. All right, and I haven't decided what the kit's going to be yet, but it'll be something up around the $350 mark, something like that. It'll be a good Christmas present for someone, you know, so they'll really enjoy that. So we're going to do that, so they will get their prize in early January. But however, yeah, someone's going to win that for Christmas, and then someone else is going to win themselves a nice toolkit at Christmas. So anyway, let's get into the draw. All right, this is for the September draw, not to be confused. Do a little bit of a swish around, pick something out. What do we got? And the winner is Paul McLeod. Don't know if you can see that, but yeah, Paul, we're going to be reaching out to you. You've won yourself a Milwaukee socket set. Hope you enjoy it. We'll be in contact shortly, but let's get into the episode. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Scotty's Garage, where you'll watch me do some awesome things and some dumb things, like buying this welder. Yeah, we'll get to that. But a couple weeks ago, you would have seen me learning or trying to teach myself how to TIG weld. The results were varied, to say the least. I managed to stick some metal together reasonably well, and then I took it over to the wagon and did something dumb, which is blow a hole in the roof. I got a lot of tips from you guys, and I do thank you guys for that. I didn't even know TIG gloves existed, so there's something I'm going to have to buy. And I am going to stick with the TIG. I'm going to do some more TIG, but for the purposes of this episode, it's all going to be MIG, okay? So, yeah, one of my viewers reached out and said, hey, Scotty, I've got this MIG here and a trolley. I'll sell you the trolley and the MIG for $100. I'm like, $100? Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, I can always use a trolley in the workshop. You know, I actually don't have a workshop trolley here at the moment. So, trolley, awesome. MIG, why not? You know, how bad can it be? Well, about that, I'm going to show you how bad it can be. So this is an Ozito MIG, and for those overseas, Ozito is kind of the in-house brand of Bunnings Warehouse over here, which Bunnings is like Home Depot in the States, I guess. So they are our biggest supplier of hardware and tools and stuff like that. So Azito is one of their home brand ones. And this is an old Azito MIG. I'll make mention of that. It is not a modern inverter MIG. I'm sure their modern inverter MIGs are much better. But this one, yeah. And when the guy sent me the pics before I actually gave him the money, I probably should have just went, yeah, thanks but no thanks. But I thought, it's $100. You know, how bad can it be? I mean, plus I get a trolley. So if you even it out, $50 for the trolley, $50 for the MIG, how bad can a $50 MIG be? Well, I'm going to show you how bad a $50 MIG can be. But, you know, it's got a big spool in there. Like, it doesn't have a lot of settings. It has a couple of fixed voltage settings. So it's got a 0 setting up there. You can't get to that because obviously you want some voltage. But why even have that there? I don't even know. Then it goes 16, 17.4, 18.5 and 20 volt. And then it has wire speed and amperage on the same dial, all right? Which is kind of bizarre. I'd like to set my wire speed and my amperage separately, thanks. But yeah, the more amperage you crank in, the faster the wire speed goes. Well, I mean, I guess in some cases that is what you're going to do, but in some cases, yeah, nah. You know, maybe I want my wire speed to be a bit slower and my amperage to be a bit higher, but you have no choice with this one. It is, yeah, if you want that much wire speed, you get that much amperage to go with it, and you can imagine what the results are of that. It does have a large spool in it. Let me tip that up so you can see. So there's a large spool there. I'll have to make sure that's not, yeah, there we go. And it uses these little argon gas bottles, which, again, not ideal. We do have a bottle over there that I can hook up later, but I'll show you with this first. So yeah, that's what we're working with. I'm going to show you a run on a test piece and then show you a run on a Unimig, and we will compare. Yeah, it's going to be that good. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to use the world's most unstable welding table. Once again, I've turned the gas on the MIG. I've got it set to the lowest voltage setting. I'll turn it on. It is fan cooled. It actually says on its cord somewhere that it is not for, you know, trade use. So they even knew it was bad when they sold it. So I'll set the wire speed and amperage reasonably low at the moment. We'll start with that. So gas is on. I don't even know what amperage that is because it says 40 at the bottom and 120 at the top. It's a third of the way through, so I guess what do we got there? 80 amps to play with. I guess it's 60, between 60 and 70 right now. Who knows? It's a mystery. Anyway, let's see what it does. Prepare to be amazed. Where's my trigger there? As you can see, that is less than optimal. All right, let's crank the amps up a little bit, which will also increase our wire speed. So I'll give you a close-up just so you can see what that produced. For this run, I'm going to leave it zoomed in so you can really see the awesome action. That is just terrible. All right, I'll crank up the voltage to the next level. All right, we're starting to get some usable weld there, but man, it's still not great. It's still a bit cold. I'll bump up the amperage and wire speed a bit more. That's not great. It's still pretty cold. It's barely getting, like on the early part, zero penetration. Later, we're starting to get some penetration, but it's still way too cold. I'll crank it over to this side. We'll try a pass on this side. See how we go. I'm going to pull on this pass. Actually, I might need some light on here. Lost my trail a little bit there, but that's on me. But still, like, it's starting to weld, but it's still too cold. So let's crank up the voltage again and see what happens. This is actually going better than it did when I first tested it, but it's not great. Let's push into it this time so I don't lose the trail. What was that? Wow. Okay, let's get another piece of scrap in here. What I'll do is put a little tack on there, hold it together, and then I'll take the cutters away. Jesus. What is that? Unless we're out of gas or something. Maybe we're out of gas. I'll swap over the bottle, make this a fair assessment. Right, well, I've switched it over to a proper bottle of MIG gas, and also the gas bottle has a proper regulator on the top, which this one didn't have. It just had this weird little mini bottle thing with no regulator. I mean, you had a little twist top on there and it was like plus or minus, but you had no idea how much gas was coming out. Let's give this a crack. We're going to jam up on this thing. But that actually was starting to weld. Maybe that's what its problem is all along. It's not getting a good shot of gas. Oh wow, maybe we've discovered the secret sauce, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that thing's a bit tight. Alright, is that feeding now? Yeah. Yeah, okay. We're going to feed. But wow, that actually started to weld. I might have to eat my words here. Interesting. All right, let's see what it does now. I'm going to have to give you a close-up of that. So this is where I started with this piece, and that was with the little bottle of argon, which I think was running out. And you can see it's done all sorts of weird stuff to the weld. Then I've switched over to the big bottle, and we started with this. And that's actually a half decent weld. And then I've gone to this, and I think I might have gone a little bit fast on here. I was just worried about blow through. So I think I was running a little bit fast, but still, that's a weld. That's actually not too bad at all. How hot is this? Look at the penetration. That is full penetration, full penetration. Interesting. Well, isn't this an unexpected turnaround? I came into this video to show you how bad this welder was because I just wanted to make some content with it so I could kind of get my money back, you know? Like the guy I went to him and said, look, this welder's really bad. And he went, oh, is it? I didn't know. He reckons he'd used it a couple times, but I even doubt that because like no one could go into this. Like it was unusable to stick things together. I would not like to have anything stuck together with that welder the way it was. So what have we done? We've switched over to the big bottle of gas with a proper regulator on it, and all of a sudden it's doing as good welds as the Unimig. I'm not about to, you know, sell you on the virtues of Azito MIGs just yet, but wow. Okay. I'm not sure I'm ready to unleash it on the wagon yet either, because I just don't think we have the adjustability that we need for the thin sheet metal. You know, because this wagon, it's probably not 0.8, but it's probably 1 mil, and this stuff's 1.6. So this is the stuff I tend to use to weld into it, and I tend to get a pretty decent weld on it. But am I ready to introduce that? No. No. But still, that is not too bad. So this is what I started with. This is what my initial test piece. I don't know if you can really see that. I'll bring it up closer. So when I cranked it up the first time, it did this. I mean, it looks like it's got hemorrhoids. It is like the worst welder in the world as far as I'm concerned. But now, it's actually cranking out a half decent weld. Maybe I should grind that piece off and then run a bead on that. See how it goes. It might convert me yet. Maybe we'll just keep it around as like a spare MIG for welding shit together off the car. I don't know. But I'm actually kind of impressed by that. All right, I'm going to grind that off, and let's do a test run on this piece, the original test piece, and we'll see what it looks like. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run half of it like this, and then I'm going to zoom in and show you the other half. But yeah, wow, we'll see how this goes. need some better light. I cannot see. Right, this is where we started, but I went offline a little bit. That's where I restarted, followed the line. And then this is that last section that we did close up. And that, to me, is a perfectly passable weld. I mean, I'm sure there'll be comments about it because there always are. And there's certainly lots of penetration. So probably a little bit too hot there, I think, if we're getting that much penetration. But still, that's a weld. Well, isn't that a little bit unexpected? Well, certainly from my end, because I was going to go into this video with the full intention of just bagging the crap out of that thing and then throwing it in the bin. And I'm serious. I could not, the way it was initially, I could not have sold that to someone in good conscience. I would not sell someone that welder and go, this is a good welder, you know, yeah, give me whatever for it. I would have binned it first because it's just the way I roll. I can't sell bad things to people. It's not in my, it's not my heart. I can't do it. However, it's not all bad, is it? So the real problem is the gas system on these things, running those stupid little bottles with no idea of where your gas flows at or anything like that. I think that's the real problem with these things. So if you get a welder like this that runs those little bottles, throw the bottle away, run a line to a big bottle with a proper regulate your flow properly, and you'll end up with a half decent weld. I'm stunned. I've got to say, I'm stunned. So what do we say? What did we say? Essentially, it's a $50 welder. It's actually turned into something that you could actually use. And it hasn't overheated yet. I expected by now that this thing would have overheated. You know, I've run a couple beads on this thing. I thought for sure this thing would have overheated by now. But nope. So I'm not saying everyone run out and buy yourself a $50 Azedo MIG off Marketplace. Definitely don't do that. But if you're having problems with a MIG, with a cheap MIG, look at your gas flow. I think that is definitely part of the problem. Now I'm wondering if I can crank down the voltage and use it. Yeah, use it that way. But anyway, I'm still stunned. Yeah, wow. Like I said, this is not the way I thought this video was going to go. I started the video by saying it's going to be awesome. Well, look, awesome is a big word. Is it awesome? Yeah. Is it usable? 100%. That is usable. And I think with a little bit more practice and some setup time, yeah, I think we could use that for smashing together frames and all sorts of stuff around the workshop here. You know, I don't have to drag it in and out to work or anything. It's mine. This one's mine. That one belongs to work. You know, the MIG over there belongs to work. The TIG over there belongs to work. Yeah, they will have to go back to work. But now I have a MIG I can use, and it cost me what, $50? Awesome. All right, I think we'll leave it there for this episode. I've got nothing else to say. I mean, it's just, we bought a MIG really cheap. We thought it was a piece of junk, but we fixed it by just regulating the gas flow properly. So, wow. Who knew? Anyway, I hope you liked the episode. It was, like I said, didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. And sometimes that's what happens with these things. You know, you go into an episode with full intention of doing one thing and something else happens. And that's just life and the internet and all sorts of stuff. So like, subscribe, share if you can, and maybe jump on the Scotty's Garage website and buy some merch. I've got some cool stickers, some cool hoodies and t-shirts, but I think I'm going to have to come up with a new I'm a welder line of merch or something like that. I am not a welder. No, I'm a great grinder. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.